is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 2xTheGrind. We are on episode 24, and it is very good to see you here today. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. The first couple of days have been and gone. I hope you guys have got to an epic start and finish pretty smoothly as well, because weeks can be long, but we're here to tell you that everything is going to be a-okay, especially when you have coffee in your life, if you're coffee lovers like us. If you are actually new to the podcast, this is something we never really say, but if you're new to the podcast, welcome. So lovely to have you joining us. We try different types of coffee every single week. We rate them at the end, so if you guys want to know what we think of the bag of coffee of choice every single episode, then just wait till the end and we will tell you what we think about it. Now, this week's coffee page is Kahlua coffee. It's non-alcoholic ground coffee. I love that they've had to state that. Non-alcoholic ground coffee.
Make sure it's clear.
As if
you know what
most coffees are alcoholic.
Well, maybe they have been. Now that I think of it, they don't say they aren't.
Not sure. It's French vanilla flavoured, this one. It's naturally and artificially flavoured, deliciously smooth and rich. It's a personal guarantee that it's actually going to be meticulously tested to meet your exact standards of quality and freshness. So that's really great. It gives you the brewing instructions. There you go. Special tip. Try adding Kahlua coffee liquor for an even more intense experience. These guys clearly do liquor. So this is a coffee that goes nicely with their liquor, I guess.
I was going to say, I think I actually know. I think they are actually, like that they have it. They have their own. Is that what it said?
Yeah,
right?
they have their own liquor.
No, I've actually seen it. I think we've actually had it before.
Yeah.
Like over at my parents' house or something.
So this is what they say. Kahlua rum and coffee liquor combines the delicious notes of rum, vanilla, and caramel wrapped in roasted coffee flavor from hand-picked Arabica beans. Our Kahlua French Vanilla Coffee uses 100% Arabica beans, which are carefully washed, screened, and prepared to ensure a bold, lively flavor. Enjoy a truly unforgettable taste experience with this rich and smooth roast. So they do actually loads of other flavors as well. Original hazelnut mocha, espresso martini, peppermint mocha, you'd like that. Black Russian, mudslide, salted caramel, cafe Veracruz, and white Russian.
I feel like I like every kind of coffee.
Yeah, I think.
Like I don't think I've ever been like seen a flavor coffee that I've been like, nah.
I don't like peppermint coffee. I don't think I like peppermint coffee. I've tried.
I've had it. I liked it.
Yeah,
I think like some from like Starbucks kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I've tried Starbucks and I've tried your you know, in Wawa you've had like the mint iced coffee.
Yeah.
I didn't
Mocha
like that
mint
either. Yeah, I really didn't. I didn't like that. But then I'm a really big fan. In fact, potentially one of my favorite flavor of ice creams is mint chocolate chip. But I just don't like coffee with it for some reason. You know. So we're going to take a sip. I'm actually drinking mine today with some frothed oat milk cappuccino.
Same.
So cheers to that.
Did the same thing.
Have you tried? You have. I can see.
Of course I have.
You've drank a lot of it.
Nah, it's just. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of.
He's always ahead of the game.
First off, I take sips early to make sure I gather my opinion. Second off, there's a lot of like, not a lot, but the froth in it has just kind of gone down because we're waiting for you to set up.
Yeah. True.
Took too long.
Wait, it took too long for me to set up.
Yeah. Didn't want to say it, but
he's roasting me already.
Didn't want to say it, but you called yourself out.
No idea what he's saying. I have no clue. I have no clue. We've got a couple of things to talk about today, guys. We have a couple of little things. Obviously, there's no like regular season play in any of our esports that we're really doing. So obviously COD and Halo. However, Vanguard is very much, starting to come up on the rise. It's on the horizon. Alpha's been out. We see a lot of videos coming out, content creators, especially in the COD community, like Scump, etc., putting out videos. So you can get a little kind of taster of what Vanguard looks like, although no multiplayer yet. So
it's actually not true today.
Oh, is it today?
Yeah, well, it's been happening as we're recording it. It's basically happening. Like the live stream.
That's so awesome.
The live stream is happening, and people are already. You know how it goes. The timeline's going crazy, starting to go crazy.
Well, I'll tell you what, I must have missed that while I was spending a decade setting up the podcast apparently today, because
it only just started. It only just started. Don't worry.
It's great news. I'm excited. I have to catch that. Anyway, guys, podcast is over. Thank you so much for watching. Off I go.
Gotta go watch some
Vanguard. Oh my goodness! Why didn't you tell me this before? I'd have definitely watched that first a little bit. I love you guys.
I just realized it, to be honest.
It's okay.
It only just started. Don't worry.
I can catch the repeat.
It only just started. You gotta let it go a little bit.
Oh, okay.
You know?
It's fine. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Just really stressed out now. No, so obviously we're getting a little bit of a taste of there, which is really cool. But obviously ROSTERMANIA has been happening. We spoke about it last week. We spoke about it in the last episode. But it's obviously the lock-in as well. Has that happened? Lock-in already?
Apparently, I think
is it next week?
I think it'll be next week potentially.
Next week, right? So we're still waiting for a couple more things to be confirmed, a couple more teams to be filled in. And
apparently,
gaps,
what it was, because I know we kind of talked about the contract side of it, and this is speculation. I don't really fully know, but apparently, what it was is like they had to wait a certain date to start locking in contracts. So that's why it's all. There's only one confirmed team now, because I think that team confirmed their locked in their contracts basically. Yeah. Compared to I guess they're still doing it in other teams at the moment. But yeah, so I think that's what the wait was.
Okay.
Only recently have they been able to actually sign the dotted line kind of thing.
That makes sense. I mean, we're still waiting for a few things. I'm still waiting to double check and to make sure that the merger rumor is real. Although I actually watched Nameless's YouTube video the other day, he thinks it is 100% real, and because there has been no denial, no comment about it. And usually when something is 100% not happening, they're usually guys, this is not happening.
Yeah, Optic is doing a merch collab with FaZe, and I feel at the timing of it's the weirdest timing ever, because obviously it's all about this, and people are so confused about it because it's all about it's all about Optic and Envy and Optic and Dallas, I should say. And then OG releases this merch collab with FaZe, and people are like, what does this mean? Is Simp on Optic? And people are like, no, it's just merch.
Oh my god, could you imagine?
Well, it said merch and other things.
True.
But we know it's not, obviously.
True that.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see.
I agree with Nameless though. I do agree.
I do as well. I think he gives really good insights. He's got a lot of experience when it comes to stuff like this.
Scoop too,
Yeah, of course he does.
Being an old pro player, you're in the scene a little bit.
But he did say in his video, inside scoop. However, if he knew, he wouldn't be making the video.
Yeah, it's actually really true. I say that all the time.
He wouldn't be able to.
Yeah. I say that all the time on my stream. When people ask roster stuff, I'm like, I can't say it because I actually know. Yeah. So that's a good point. It's a good point about him.
So you can't even comment. But yeah, so very interesting to see what's going to happen in certain situations, especially that one. I think that's the one that's very pressing, very pressing. Because also not only is it kind of crazy to see the merger happen, but it also opens up another spot. So it's about who's going to take the Chicago spot. There's been rumors of Cloud9 coming in potentially under Las Vegas or under not Chicago but Columbus as well. Really? Yeah. There's been a couple of different rumors that Cloud9 might be coming in.
And this is gonna be really cocky, but I actually really want to say this.
Yeah.
I would be fantastic at running a team. I really would be. I just thought of that.
What kind of thing could you bring to the table?
I just know talent.
You know talent when you see it?
Yeah, straight up. That's the same thing. You got to give Ogre 2 credit. Florida hasn't necessarily had the biggest pull of grabbing players. Yeah. But then go look at what Ogre 2 did with Florida. Florida in MW bring in Awakening, bring in Frosty. Yeah. And literally are contending for championships. Won championships.
Florida dropped their coach, Atura.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah. And then, going to this year, Neptune. Tuger goes and grabs Neptune. What do you know? Neptune's probably finding himself on a good little team, potentially.
Neptune is a game changer.
Neptune almost apparently made it on Dallas in place of Vivid. Imagine that team.
I'm not surprised at that.
No, but I'm saying that's that
would have been wicked. Imagine a shot seeing Neptune.
But that's what I'm saying though. Dude. So I think pro players have really good. Not all pro players. Some pro players have really good insight into talent of a player.
Oh, of course.
And then also just the managing side of it. Because I'm quite organized, so I think I'd be good at that too.
I can totally condone that because I mean, every time that there was a roster change this season, I come to you like, this is happening. What do you think? Yeah. And I'd first and foremost get your opinion on it because I know that you know a lot about this kind of thing. And also just not even that, but even say, you were looking at a player like Diamond Con, who we didn't really know very well until this season. You'd be like, okay, I can't really give you much intel on this person. However, like, you can, like, you know, we'll watch challenges or watch it back, and that's what we do. But you would tell me, like, how that would affect the rest of the team based on, like, the players that you know, etc., which was really interesting. So I can totally understand that. I can. Would you pick me up if you owned an org as a creator? When I
as a creator,
streaming, you're like,
sure.
what are you creating?
No, yeah, absolutely. As a streamer or creator, absolutely. I thought you were saying as player. I was about to have to.
So I have a spot on your org.
Yeah, you could be on the org for sure.
Yeah, let's get it.
That'd be great. I called a lot of things last year. That's the only reason why I say it, by the way. I say it because obviously my Halo knowledge, but then on the Call of Duty side, I feel like I'm pretty well versed in Call of Duty as well. Like Halo and COD are kind of my jam when it comes to like the esports side.
Yeah.
I mean, how much stuff did I call? We called it because we discussed it, but you know what I mean? Like when we were talking about, like, everyone was freaking out over like Surge's roster last year, and I was like, they're going to split up within 3 weeks. I don't know how long they actually went, but you know what I mean?
We should call the org Coffee Clutch Gaming.
Well, we don't have an option. It'll be the Chicago Coffee Gaming Club. I don't know.
Chicago Cappuccino.
That actually goes kind of hard. Like, that actually is pretty sick. Already smacking the mic.
I know.
I just randomly want to say that because I think it'd be fun. Maybe one day.
Yeah, who knows? Never know. However, another thing that I kind of noticed as well, kind of, you know, I've just been scoping out the internet, just anything that I can get. You know, we're thirsty right now. We're starving for just something, just anything.
I've heard that word too much.
So like, that's why I've had to say it. That's why I've had to say it. I saw Royalty.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's
his sub sound.
Oh,
brother starving. That's what he does. Yeah, that's like the sub sound. Brother starving. So now anytime anyone's talking about like any of the list stuff over in Halo, and like, you know, you jump in, Matt's like, oh, he's starving.
I know, I love it. But
I love the kid, but I hate the kid.
It was interesting watching the Optic podcast recently. I actually watched it today. And just seeing kind of, you know, Hex go a little bit deeper with Formal and talk about things. And, you know, it was interesting because I got to know Formal just a little bit better even. So considering how much content there is out there of Formal, it was interesting because obviously this is something very new to him. Like, this is something that's never happened to him before. So it's like, you know, obviously back in Halo, yes, he did retire from Halo, went to somewhere else. But this is a bit different. This is kind of like... This is the potential of stopping playing altogether, but he did clarify that he wasn't sure yet. And that, you know, on the Optic podcast, he said that it could just be a year break. It could be a little longer than that. It could be he comes back straight after this title because he actually said that he got like chills thinking about playing Vanguard because he had such a strong World War II vibe from it that he felt like, he said he felt sick. He said he went for a cig. He like saw something to do with the alpha and was like, I'm giving that hard miss, hard pass, no way. 2 World War II for me, like, and it brought him back like PTSD memories of World War II. And I was like, fair enough. Like, if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your game, that's fair enough. Hex loves it. Hex thinks it's amazing.
Because like, if you're like an
that's his vibe.
I was gonna say if you're an
he
OG,
loves the guns.
Yeah, it's
because it reminds him
it's
of
like an OG Call of Duty thing. That's why. Yeah.
So like, you know, he absolutely loves it. He loves the way that the guns are shot.
I don't love it yet, but we'll see.
I was actually watching Miles's YouTube video the other day, where he played with Hex and Scump. I tell you what, Miles has got a gunny, man.
Well, Miles used to compete.
What? I know, but I'm just saying, like, he
in Call of Duty.
Good.
Miles played Halo. I don't necessarily know what he placed in Halo, but I know he competed.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, on Vanguard, like, he's a gunny.
Yeah.
Like, he was smoking kids.
Well, Call of Duty overall, I feel like the skill gap is so in the detail. Like, you know, like, so what I mean by that is like Miles, who, like, I mean, granted, I don't know how old Miles is or no?
Yeah, but I cannot disclose that information.
Okay, that's fair enough. But what I was going to say is, like, basically... Super old. Basically, what I was going to say is, like, because he's competed before, like, when you watch him play, like, in pubs, like, public matches, like, he's going to... his skill...
anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, so, like, because he has that competitive background, his shot's going to be solid, his decision-making is going to be solid. Call of Duty is very detail-oriented of what separates, I think, pro players amongst each other, you know?
Yeah, and even just casters as well. I feel like a lot of casters just are able to kind of like, I would say, like, run a game okay, just because of the knowledge that they have and how much they watch of pro players and what they do. But like Miles on Vanguard was just like, where are they spawning? I think they're going to spawn here, and he was right every time. And even though he's like getting used to that and trying to know what the spawns are looking like and stuff like that, even in just like the smaller games, which I don't actually know what they were playing on Vanguard. It was like a money game.
Yeah, I didn't really. It was like a 2v2. Yeah, like
or 3v3 money game.
Oh, maybe it was 2v2 and 3v3.
Because it was Miles, Hex, and Scum, so it was
I saw
like
both.
3v3.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like obviously getting used to that as well. But it just, I mean, I was just like shocked. But I wasn't shocked, but I was just like, Jesus, he's good. Anyway,
can I say something real
really
quick?
Good. Yeah.
To the homie in the comment section who said we're looking too much into what Formal said. Told you so.
Yeah, told you.
Told you.
Gotcha.
Not really. He said, I think you're looking too much into it. But I don't think what Matt, I feel like kind of confirmed what we were saying a little bit, that I don't think we looked too much into it. It kind of summed up what we said. But at the same token, I think it's so up in the air that I'm only joking around.
Yeah, he was emotional.
He? I didn't get to watch it.
He wasn't emotional on the podcast, but he said he got emotional, like
thinking about it,
putting out his tweet.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's tough.
Got emotional.
It's tough. You know, for him, he's been 10 years, I think, 10 years playing. I think for the most part, most people, when they stop, it's always going to be a little bit of a take back.
He will be a go-to Warzone creator. 100%.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, he literally, you know, that's what he was talking about after the discussion. He's like, oh, I love Warzone.
Sorry about the Wi-Fi cough.
That's okay. He was on, you know, he was talking about Warzone. He's going to be on Warzone. He's going to be there making
he picked a good
content.
Time because new Warzone map dropping.
New Warzone map anti-cheats happened.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm gonna start dabbling in some Warzone.
Creators going to different platforms, and they're going to want to like spark up their audiences back again, and you know. I'm
gonna start dabbling in some Warzone, I think, because it'll be out before.
I'm probably going to be casting and hosting some Warzone. So.
Run some duos with me.
100%.
We played a lot of duos, to be fair, in the last Warzone.
We're gonna have to get JVP to download as well.
That's right. He'll take him his internet. Oh, he'll
take him a few days.
Yeah, he'll take him a little bit.
We can get warmed up.
Yeah, his internet's not the best.
It'll take him a few days.
Yeah, retiring is tough. Every player said the same thing. You know, Maniac actually said that to me recently because we were talking about like Formula. He said something to me like, you know, I'm like good friends with Nick, and he said like, because Nick, when he retired, he kind of like was almost like forced to retire, even though I don't think he regrets it. But like, in order for Maniac to stay on Optic, he kind of had to retire from competing because we took the Optic Halo spot. Yeah. So he stayed on as a content creator. And, you know, they recorded an amazing episode of Vision where it talked about his career and him retiring, and obviously he was really upset. And I think Hitch said it. Like, you know, Nick said, like, I feel so dumb for being so upset. And, like, Hitch was like, dude, it's been over, like, half your life. Like, you can't, you know what I mean? Of course you're going to be upset to it. But Nick made a joke to me about it. He's like, I can't wait to see you upset when you retire. Like, he just he just randomly said that. And I was like, dude, I've been doing this so long from, like, such a young age. I was like, by the time I retire, I was like, I think I'm gonna be happy. Like, I'm gonna be like, thank God. Oh my God, you know?
Say thank God.
Oh yeah, I do. I really do.
I'll be the one that's emotional, clapping in the background with a handkerchief.
But I told him, because I'm being somewhat sarcastic, because I said to him, I do think no matter what, you're gonna be sad.
Yeah.
It's a big chapter of your life that you're like closing, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
But let me tell you something. If you listen to Royal 2 complain for 10 years straight, okay? I'm looking forward to that day. The day I just log off.
He loves you, Matthew. Don't worry. Yeah, he loves you, Matthew.
I only say it because I love him.
I know. But I'll tell you what. Another team
announced.
That has been announced.
The first one.
LAG.
First official announcement.
Yeah.
Right?
First official. Yeah. Technically, first official announcement. Apart from obviously the teams that we already know that are just chilling. Mm-hmm. They're grilling and chilling. Yeah. Yeah. But LAG secured their team for Vanguard. So I'm actually really excited for them. What a team! What a team to go and get.
Yeah.
Gunless.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get through this because I can't even remember. So we got Gunless, Hook, Slasher, and who? Asim.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Asim.
Yeah.
He's my favorite interview. Yeah. Okay.
Good team.
So very good team.
Well, like I think that they made a play. Like, you know, I think they went from let's be realistic, bottom of the barrel. Yeah. The past 2 seasons to potentially getting a roster. I think no matter what with this team, I think they move up their position in terms of in terms of ranking. That's without seeing every team confirmed, because who knows what's about to happen. Whether or not it puts them in the top spot, we got to wait and see. Because I think they brought in players because this is why I think they automatically moved up in my book, because the talent on the roster is fantastic. But in terms of like gelling and everything,
just
and
how like it fits together.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to kind of be like,
well, I guess
okay,
it also depends
happens.
on kind of the meta of the game as well.
Yeah, well,
like the way that
exactly.
the game looks and who's running what and et cetera, all that kind of good stuff. But
is Hugh 100%. I feel like ASIM's been on like the come up basically, so I don't have anything negative to say about ASIM. But if ASIM keeps playing the same way he basically played last season, I feel like Slasher and Gunless need to not clash.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about
mental wise, because I think
IGL wise, who are you seeing like Slasher running the show here?
I think you need to have Slasher run the show, because I think he's more of a natural leader. But
yeah,
at the same
time, that's kind of how I see it.
But this is the thing, and this is outside looking in. I'm not a Call of Duty player, a Call of Duty pro. This is strictly off of what I've basically heard. Is Gunless and Slasher are both a little bit more on the like have a temper and like can get into it.
There's
side.
Always one on the squad.
And like, but I think when you're, especially on Slasher's case, when you're like a vocal leader, it happens. But
because you're going to vocalize your emotions
exactly.
and what you're doing.
But then like for Gunless, I've heard it's like borderline. Like I've heard it's like borderline like toxic. Like from his United days to now.
Right.
Now, granted, people change, perspective changes.
Okay.
I mean, he gets on a team with Slasher, who's a great leader and been one of the best ARs through Call of Duty history. Huke, speaks for himself, Jesus. And then ASIM, who has been just on the come up, really like this past year on the come up. It's a good put together team, and if they can get it together meta wise and personality wise, I see them doing good. Whether or not they'll win and all that stuff, you got to wait to see the game. But
I got to say, there's a lot I'm really looking forward to when it comes to the Call of Duty season. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but one of them has got to be seeing Huke play again.
Yeah,
even with everything that happened and all the craziness, and like honestly, I was disappointed. Like, don't get me wrong, like at that major, I was really disappointed that he couldn't write his damn name down properly and etc. And just such a strange kind of spiraling out of control series of events that happened. I'm excited for that to all be
in the past,
put behind him, and just see him play again. Like just
and
play.
I hope it is.
Just play.
I hope it is. I hope it's just him being him.
Me too.
But you know how painful that would have to be if you're him. Like you won Worlds, like you won a ring. Your first ring, by the way.
Yeah.
And then you're benched the next year. Like that's tough.
Yeah, but
you don't know
what happened probably.
No, but I'm saying like on the LA Thieves side, like rightfully so, I'm not defending what happened. I get why they went elsewhere, but I'm just saying like from a personal like his.
No, of course it is. But then it's like you just don't know what happened, because I just see the kind of behavior that came out of that major, and I'm just like, huh? So I don't know. Anyway. But I'm just excited to actually see him play again.
Kenny learned he didn't think he wanted to play.
Well, exactly. So it's just like, I don't know. You just don't know. You don't know. But I'm excited to see him.
Hopefully he returns.
Back at it.
The return
of Huke.
Yeah.
Huke the Nuke.
Him and Slasher used the team. Him and Slasher used the team.
Yeah, that's true. I feel
maybe
like
him
now
being with a familiar face
like,
would be good.
I am now by default just like rooting for Kenny now.
For Kenny?
Yeah. Do you know why? Because his name's Kylo Ken.
Oh, because we've been on a Star Wars binge.
We've been watching Star Wars, right?
We've been on a Star Wars binge.
I love Kylo Ren now. I'm so sad he died. Sorry. Oh my God. Sorry if everyone hasn't seen it.
Spoilers.
I know.
To be fair, I don't know. To be fair, I don't know how old.
I'm just joking. He didn't die.
To be fair, I don't know how old those movies are.
They're quite old. 2015.
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, I can't spoil it now. Like 5 years.
Yeah.
More.
You can talk about it 5 years later.
6 years. But I gotta say, I do love that. Kylo Ken. That's a wicked name.
Yeah.
That is a wicked name.
You're like a fake fan, though, I feel like.
Yeah, a totally fake fan.
You were like, not for Kenny, but for...
What, Kylo Ren?
Yeah.
I was a fan of him the whole time.
You were like...
I knew.
You thought he was going to be good, and then when he was bad, you hated him.
He was good. Of course I hated him, because he could have been good, but I knew it was going to happen.
But you went from like... She went from like... She thought that he was going to turn good. I guess it's in like one of... I don't know the order of these movies, so bear with me. But then...
It's a trilogy.
He decides to not, and he wants to basically be...
Yeah, but
the emperor or whatever.
But it's hard when you're in the dark side. It's like it's it's well, excuse the
Are
pun.
you speaking from experience or?
Yeah, I fall off. I've been transferred. Like, but like, God. if you're blinded by it almost. Like, excuse the fact that it's dark and light, and you're blinded by the dark side, but you are.
Okay. Well, anyway. So you like Kenny now just because of the name? Yeah,
I literally like. No, I've always liked Kenny. He's the best. I love him. He's great. He's a great player, and he's a great person. I've actually known Kenny for a long time.
Have you?
Yeah.
From when?
Oh my gosh, like years and years ago when I met him when I used to work with the esports awards.
Oh,
met
right,
him,
right,
and I think
right.
it was his sister. And then one year I think I met him and his girlfriend. I can't remember. Girlfriend at the time, maybe.
Oh, I
don't
got you.
really know
No, I was thinking back to No, I know what the esports awards. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I was thinking
like
you were
saying.
No, I know it's crazy because that's literally years ago. I was thinking you were saying that from before, like even before that. And I was like, Kenny's relatively like new-ish, but you know.
Pen pals.
No, but I thought like because like you know you did like the GFin Call of Duty events, and I was like, was he? I was like, wait, was he there? And I was like, no, his rookie year was literally the year he won.
Yeah, just Europe.
What did he win? His rookie year, something at esports awards. He accepted. I don't know.
He won Rookie of the Year.
Is that what it was?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I think it was
anyway.
That. Anywho, just love the name.
Yeah. I just love the name.
So random. Sorry, everyone. Love the name. Just think it's like it's just perfect, isn't it? Because his name's Ken, and then it's Ren, and then it's Kylo Ren, and then Kylo Ken. Fantastic. I just, you know what I'm like with puns and stuff.
I know.
Just a bit of me there.
They know too. Because if you watch the CDL broadcast, we know you like to have funny puns. We know.
You know what? Actually, do you know what? I've told this story already on here, so I'm not even going to tell it.
What was it? Don't tell the story.
About the best pun I've ever made for the CDL.
Yeah.
You remember about mutineers? No?
Yes, I do remember.
I've told it before on here.
Yeah.
You guys probably want to know what it is. I'm going to repeat it again.
No, I don't think
that. I don't think I've ever made.
I don't think that they do.
No, they definitely do.
Oh, you think so?
Not if you think so. Yeah, they do. Listen, okay, this is the best pun I've ever said, and Nameless shook his head at it, and I was furious. I was furious. So I said it was like mutineers versus someone else. I can't remember who it was. I've got to say something like FaZe. I don't know. And I said something like, it was something along the lines of, wow, well, if, I tell you what, if FaZe managed to take this series, I tell you what, they'll be eating calamari for days. Or I said something like, I hope they're hungry because it's going to be calamari tonight on the menu. And then it just was like...
That's one of those, like...
I was looking at him like this. Like, the way a dog looks.
Like, come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
And he was like this.
No. Fuck. That's one of those, it's so good.
That was at a live event as well.
Right, that was at a live event?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Crickets in the audience. Crickets. I was like, brilliant. I am...
What, so this was like... This was your first...
Undervalued
That was
talent.
your first... Like one of your first events that you did? Yeah.
Yeah, just thought I'd ease them in gently with the pun, with the best pun ever.
Yeah. No. People, they were adjusting.
I was like, do they know what calamari is? I was like, what is the US? You guys must know what calamari is.
All right, here's a good question for you.
Yeah.
Right? When you're like a talent, like, broadcast talent, do you plan that out? Or is it just sometimes...
No, it just can't... Well, a lot for me anyway. I'm sure people do. Yeah. It happens. But for me, it just comes to me in my head, and I have to make a very quick split decision. What is good to say and what isn't good to say.
Because, like, Miles is, like, he's really, like, quick on his feet.
Very.
Right? Mm-hmm. But, like, sometimes he'll say, like, when they did the online stuff, and same thing with, like, Ant, like, Nameless, they had, like, the soundboard that would, like, if they cursed or, be funny, they, like, cut it out. Mm-hmm. Like, surely they had that plan beforehand. Because, like, you can't, like, come with that off the top of your head and hit the button at the same
Miles
exact.
Is
you know
that
what I mean?
Quick that if he thinks wanted to he's about to swear, he'll have his hand on it, ready to go.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
The puns though.
Nameless. We definitely
planned one out
for him, and we could, because we also had to make sure that it was okay to do because our segment's usually sponsored.
Not sponsored,
so it's like you have to make sure that that's like okay.
But so your puns are just completely natural,
my puns,
off the top of
natural.
the dome.
Sometimes it does me well, sometimes it does not.
I like your puns.
I've
said this to you before. Like, I think that, like, because, like, I like the puns. It's not just because I love her, because I actually think it's like because people will say you're biased towards thinking it's funny or whatever. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because, like, I think you're funny, obviously. But
I'm just stupid.
No, it's just like it's just like
dumb.
It's just like
dumb.
Yeah, it's just like dumb humor. Yeah, like
Yeah.
but it's like it's a way to keep it.
But I've always been like that, and I am like that all the time.
Oh, that's you being you. But what I mean from like a broadcast perspective is like, you know, if you're doing like like a sponsored segment, like it's cool that you can like work in something that's like a little cheesy or funny or whatever, because like everyone knows what it is. Like everyone knows it's a sponsored segment that you have to do. So if you can make it like not like a joke, but you know, you can like have fun with it. Just have fun with it. You know what I mean? That's what I guess, rather than it be like so strict of a segment. That's all.
No, I know. It just happens. I mean, like, for example, I'll give you an example. I don't know if I've already spoken about this on here.
I thought you were about to just make a pun. Like,
no, I'm not making a pun. I'm just giving you an example. One time,
you said I'll give you an example.
I was working at an event. Just, you know, it wasn't crazy. It was just at home. Something kind of small actually. And you called me on FaceTime because we were doing something in the basement. Yeah. We were doing something in the basement at the time, and it needed, you know, I needed to not have my say, but like it was something that we both needed to agree on. Basically, it was like something that was going to get like torn down or something.
Let's not sugarcoat it. I needed your say on it because I was not. I don't do this. I don't do the design. Anyway. It was a design decision. Anyway, and I avoid
we had just loaded into a game, right? And for me, I was the hosting. I get to sit back for a bit and watch, right? Okay, so we had just loaded into a game. I see the call coming through and thought, okay, I've got at least like 20 minutes. I'll pick it up real quick and tell him yes or no. So something happens in the game, even though I've said I'm going off comms for like a minute, like, you know, bathroom break. I'm going off comms for a minute. They clearly see that I haven't left my setup, and something happens and they want to come back to the desk, but I don't have my headphones on either because I said I'm off comms. For some reason, production, bless them, they didn't see that I was on the phone FaceTiming you, and put my camera on live.
Excuse me.
Most awkward situation I've ever had when I'm working.
I'm
on FaceTime with somebody like this, with you. And anyway, when they come back to me and I realize I'm on it, and I quickly whip my headphones on and I get onto my mic. It was a sponsored segment, right? With wings, with freaking chicken wings, right? So I said into the camera, I said, sorry guys, I was just on FaceTime with a delivery driver, just getting my, it's just wings in however many different flavors. I'm so excited to get them. Oh my God, thank God I played off so well with my pun.
I thought that was
and
perfect.
The best part about it, I didn't realise I was getting wings, right? I didn't realise they actually showed up.
No, I know.
After that, I'm not joking. Like somebody ordered me then wings to keep it the whole charade going.
Did they order it beforehand or no?
I don't know.
No, I think they were probably ordered beforehand.
They just 10 minutes later showed up. So the next segment I had my wings with me, and I was like, this is OP.
Yeah,
and this is why I should always go with my gut instinct with puns.
You played it off great. That was fantastic.
It wasn't really a pun, but it was just more of a playoff. However,
you don't plan it.
No, it's very unplanned.
Yeah.
Very unplanned. So sometimes when it goes wrong, it goes wrong.
You played that off fantastic. And then the fact that the wings showed up, I was stunned. I didn't know. Like, you know, that the wings were showing up. So the delivery came to the door. And I was like, thanks. Like, you know, I had no idea. And I opened it up and it's wings. And I was like, I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. I was like, because you told me, obviously, like, after all was done.
I was like, you were just on broadcast. I was like, we were just FaceTiming on broadcast. Brilliant. Fantastic.
Let them know. That's all right.
Let them know.
Yeah.
Let them know what?
I should be there.
Okay.
I'm a talent. I'm a broadcast talent.
Warzone. Absolutely.
I actually co-hosted technically.
When? What, that face?
Yeah.
Should I put you to the mic? Next segment coming up.
I was part of the sponsored content.
Coming up after the break.
Anyway, LAG looking good.
Looking great.
Stepping not as good as the wings though. Those wings are banging.
Or calamari. Calamari's great. Especially if you've earned it.
What else are you talking about? Because we don't have any Call of Duty. I wouldn't say we have a lot more things. And a reason being because hopefully this next week, the next episode we do will be actually basically all Call of Duty. Because it's going to be going over every team and all that good stuff.
The only thing I really have left to say about Call of Duty is I have definitely heard rumours in the rumour mill about potential substitutes that have come out from challenges, some new faces, some new names and stuff, which I'm really excited to see. I love rookies, especially after last season. Really exciting, really spicy, looking to make a name for themselves as a household name. So really excited to see what they're going to bring to the table right from the get-go, rather than midway through the season, and see how they kind of progress as well, if they get off the sub bench. But Yeah, because I've heard things about Mutineers having a couple of little spicy challenges players. So that's really exciting.
Can I say this about LAG? You know what I said about TJ last week? Same thing applies to Gunless, I think. Because I think Gunless on this team is most likely going to be the first. Obviously, you don't know who makes the decision kind of thing, but I think Gunless would be the first person to get like substituted out. And because he was a bench, he was put on the bench with Chicago. Then he was on Surge.
I can understand
if
that.
If he goes to the bench again.
Yeah, I feel you. But you never know.
You never know. We already talked about that. So
yeah, I feel you. So another thing I want to talk about real quick is, and I mean real quick because I don't want to talk much about it. Okay.
You gotta put the coffee mug down. I know it's serious.
I do. Lists. And the worst kind.
Oh, what's going on with Halo?
The worst kind of lists. Okay, top 25.
The HCS content.
I can't. Okay, I love HCS so much, and I love Halo, but I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I hate this concept. I think it is the worst concept.
Especially
I'll just tell you how I feel about it, and then let's see how you feel about it. But very briefly, I think this is super dumb. I'm just gonna say it. I think it's dumb to have this. I think it's causing more negativity than it is positive, and I just don't think it's highlighting players the way that players should be highlighted. In fact, I think it's bringing people down, because I feel like the comparison is just totally off. Like, it's all wrong. Like, you just can't compare properly. Opinions are it's so opinionated based because there is no real factor to actually measure this correctly, and if you were going to measure it correctly, you'd have to have you'd have to have a different measurement for every single title. To me, it's like literally comparing two different sports. It's like comparing NBA to MLB. It just doesn't make sense to me. Every single game is so different. Every single era is so different in terms of technicalities that came with it, the players that came with it, the money, the prize pool that came with it, the MVPs that then suddenly stopped 10 years ago. There's so many different factors that have changed so significantly, and then to have those as measuring factors in the top 25 doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I think it's totally off. And the discussions to me I just feel like they provoke aggression rather than like actually agreement and celebrating players like you should. Every single post I've seen is just like, it's just argumentative, and I hate it. That's what I'm gonna say about it. I don't like it, and I will not online. This is the only time I'm ever going to talk about it. I'm not going to be participating.
You'll get it.
No, I'm not going to. I'm just not going to say anything. I'm not participating in the conversation because I just think it's not worth my time when I can't actually give you a correct answer. So.
Yeah, no, I think it's. I mean, I think what you said is fair. I think, I think it's tough. Like with stuff like this, it's meant to be like fun, and it's meant to be like
fun though.
No, I know, but like it's meant to be.
I'm not having fun watching it.
No, I know, but it's because it's like,
and it's nothing to do with you either, by the way.
No, it's just like Twitter.
Like
it's just like
it's nice to see that you're high up on people's lists. Great, awesome.
Yeah, no,
but it's still not right. Like, you're still in a position on those lists that aren't correct, no matter what happens, because you're on the wrong list. You're on a list of people that shouldn't be on the same list as you, and you shouldn't be on the same list as them.
Yeah. Okay. So what you're saying is because it's just like comparing things that you think are uncomparable is what you're saying.
Totally, because you look at certain people on that list, right? See, this is the problem. Look at me. I said I was going to stop talking about it, and I can't.
We don't have to go into it.
Like, it's disrespecting people like Walshy and stuff to put them in the same era or category as other people in different things, because like back in their day, they were great. But then you can't really compare them to other people in Halo 5 and Halo 4. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well, Halo 4 is not.
And then it also, no, I know, but it also disrespects you to then have to then factor in CE.
No,
and it's just dumb.
No,
it's just stupid.
It's meant to be.
You know what I'm
this
saying?
is the. I do get what you're saying.
I'll zip it now.
Yeah, this is the perspective that I've given people, right? Like, when the problem with the topic of it, right, it's just that it's so argumentative. It's everyone comparing, their time period versus now, and if you post your list, it's like, how could you say that? And it's so, like, you know what I mean? When in the reality of it is, and this is my personal stance on it, list however you want. If you want to like hold CE to the highest standard, or H2 or H3, cool. If you want to hold Halo 5 to the highest standard and that's your list, cool. Like, you know what I mean? I just think it's so up to the person.
But then clarify that.
No, but like people.
Like, hey, I'm a CE
but some people,
kid.
No, but
I love CE. Therefore, this is the reason why this person who's only won like 3 events.
Right, but unfortunately, that's why like this stuff is stupid, because even if you do clarify, it's still an argument. Okay. You know, and that's what I mean. Like, even if like, you know, even if someone puts out their problem. Exactly, and that's all that needs to be said about it.
I'll tell you something, right? This will put it in perspective for you, and you agree with me here if I'm right.
Okay.
I'll just say agree with me.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. But like, hear me out on this.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know the most accurate list I have seen? The most accurate.
Who?
Royalties list. Do you know why? No, do you know why?
Why?
Because it's dumb.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is dumb.
I agree with you. I agree with you there.
Because the whole thing is dumb, therefore your list can't be accurate.
Oh my God. You scared me when you said that. No, I agree.
Thank God he's put Tylenol on the list.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is dumb. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, fair play he's put Tylenol on the list. Who's a fantastic 2v2 player, right?
Yeah.
But
it's like a H3.
But exactly. But it's like, but he hasn't ever played pro.
Yeah, he hasn't competed yet, yeah.
So it's literally the same thing. It's like, it's funny because actually Matt's list kind of accentuates why it doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
No,
because it doesn't. None of it makes sense. And that's, anyway, see, this is the problem. People like me, I get fired up on it because I just see people justifying things. I think it does put like, it kind of disrespects players that I have seen before and people I've worked with. And I'm like, it's just stupid because you can't measure their success to someone like your success. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
It just depends on it's just, you know, there's no actual accurate way to do it, you know? And that's all.
Exactly. But then if you were going to do it, what you should do is you should totally, like, you should be dissecting into certain areas and then have, like, the greatest of all time in Halo 5 from the perspective of wins.
Game to game. I think what you're
from the perspective of kills. From the
what you're saying
many different
what you're
things.
saying is more game to game. Like, and it's that simple.
Be.
It's like create.
That's definitely more accurate. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think we have to talk about it anymore. I agree. Game to game is.
He's terrified now. I've got so fired up. He's like, okay, let's move on.
Yeah, I mean, because there's no winning this. Like, everyone just makes them. Everyone makes their lists and feel the way they feel about it, and there's really not much to.
Yeah. I already know that our comment section is going to be filled with potential chatting about this. And to be honest, I would like to hear what you guys think of it. But more so, I don't want to see your list in the comments. I just want to know how you feel about the concept in itself. And like, do you think it is more opinion based? Do you think it is actually measurable? Because I don't, but I'd love to know what you guys think of it. Yeah, properly.
Which, by the way, what she's referring with the World 2 thing is Matt put out a bait post. And Matt put out Matt put out a post where he literally created the list with the logic of he's just going to try to annoy people.
He put Elon Mike twice.
He put Strong Side twice. He put Snipe Down at like number 12 because he knew Snipe Down would reply because he knew Snipe Down would reply to it. He put Walsh at 20 because he knew people would get pissed about it. I think he put Ogre 1 at 18 because they play Splitgate together. Like, the whole thing was just like complete. And Tylenol, to what Lot's saying, is a MCC streamer who is basically he'll basically have his pro debut come Infinite, because spoiler alert, I think he's going to make it onto a roster. Yeah. So so Matt put that because some of the people who now view his tweets are people who watch MCC and like so know who he is, then like it's the reason why she's saying it's bait, because then you get someone like Enable who doesn't watch MCC anymore, and I think he followed Halo 5 but like doesn't watch MCC, and Enable is like, who are you what are you talking about, like to Matt, because he doesn't realize it's a joke.
I mean, how can you not realize this is a joke?
No, but so this is exactly what Matt's point was to get people to like take the bait of it.
Yeah, I know.
Frosty was on his stream reading it, thought it was 100% legit, like almost, and he thought Matt like was making like errors on like typos.
Where did he put Frosty in it?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
It was low.
I think, but because Brad's not sitting there like defending himself. He just thought it was Matt's list. And then when I'm not joking, like Ogre 2 sent me the clip of it. Brad was reading it line by line. He's like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, that's what Matt thinks. Like, what, like it's what I'm saying. Like, it's what the person thinks, right? And then he got to, telling all this up and coming player. And Brad was like, Matt, this is like a troll. Like, this is like Matt trying to troll and like bait everyone in. And then he was like, he got me. Like,
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't know, dude.
I hate it. I can't wait for it to stop.
I don't like it.
I can't wait for it to stop.
I really don't like it. No.
I
don't like that.
No, so I tweeted this. I was like, I actually what I like, not about the list stuff, but what I like what HES is doing is I think they're doing good at trying to do content and stuff like that, because this is something we lacked off like terribly through like 2016 forward. So, you know, with the stuff they're doing, maybe not a top 25 list, but just in terms of the content, like the videos they're putting out and the thought behind what they're doing, I hope they just keep doing it during Infinite, because
I like that they're
getting
initiative.
they're getting people talking. I just wish it was.
I was about to say,
I just wish it was
come from it. They are getting people talking.
Yeah,
That's about
I just wish it was.
Yeah.
Focusing on the future and not the past. I just don't like focusing on the past, especially with what we've kind of gone through, because that was kind of like my point.
It's been very stale.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's like it's been so stale, and it's like, dude, I don't care about talking about this stuff. And
no, I agree.
You know,
I totally agree.
I'm a little less aggressive on it than you. I'm just like, people are gonna like you know, I'm more on the side of, you can say whatever you want and think whatever you want, and hey,
yeah, but that's also because like I don't know. I guess I'm more like annoyed about it just because you know, I love Halo so much, but I just think that this was just so silly, and it was just like,
just to get people to talk. That's what it is.
I know. Well done, mission
This
accomplished.
is gonna be crazy though.
Mission.
No, the one that they're putting out.
No, I
like,
know.
with
This
the
is
panel.
what I'm talking
No,
about. Yeah, the panel just is in a whole other thing that I don't even want to get into, which I can't even.
They're measuring like Halo 4.
I don't even want to talk about it. It just annoys me.
They're talking about like Halo 4 wins where guys were like drinking like mid-event, and then like you
know, just lack of headphones 1v1 as well.
Yeah, well, the old, you know, it's just different eras.
Exactly, that is the whole point.
Yeah,
that is the whole
MVPs
point.
when there aren't MVPs anymore. FFAs when there are no FFAs
hell
anymore.
Is there MVP? I don't understand. So I don't want to. So I'm just not gonna look at them.
Yeah, don't.
And I'm not taking them seriously. When it says 25 something, one goat, no.
True.
No, it's just you can't. It's impossible. One goat of a title, maybe. Try that.
Yeah.
One title, and even that's hard.
I don't mind it. It's whatever.
I do. I mind it a lot. I'm trying to mind my business.
You've done an awful job at minding your business.
Well, this is the first time I've ever commented on it. Ever. I haven't commented on anything at all. I was close to commenting on Royal 2's
I've said this before. I've said this before, and I think this is the fairest thing to say, right? Not the fairest thing to say, because I agree. Tom and I were talking about this. Tom is Ogre 2, right?
Yeah.
If you're making your list, and you guys can tell me in the comment section whether you agree or not. If you're making your list, I think no order, and I say no order, right? I think the top 8 is very solidified.
Agreed.
And the top, like, that would be
top 8, yeah.
Oh, there would be no order.
No order.
Ogre 2, Lethal, Ola, Royal 2, me, Roy Lunch, Snipe Down. No order. And then like a lot of people are throwing in like Ogre 1 Walsh. Some people are throwing in like APG, and I'm like, get it, like in the top 10. I'm saying, but the top 8 for me, that's the only list I'll make is like. I think that no order, depending on what you're judging and basing.
I can't comment on
I know
this.
you don't have to comment.
I wasn't there for a lot of people's careers.
Well, yeah, I get it, but I'm just saying, for me, someone who's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
I talked to Tom about this, and Tom I think said top 10 because I think he's probably got like Dan, and he might have like Ogre 1 above like Matt and I, which is like, that's his opinion. It's cool. Like, that's what I'm saying. But I think for me, that top 8 through all of Halo's history, like every single, 7 titles or something.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I want to ask you, moving on from this conversation, when, while you've been competing for such a long time, has there ever been somebody or something that you've compared yourself to while you're competing, or when you were trying to get to a certain level in your craft?
No, not really. It's like tough. Like, I think
there's no one that you've been like, I have to beat them.
I think like the only person I've ever really, and this is where like, I can even go into the list thing a little bit slightly, so bear with me, because don't hate me for it. But like
I won't hate you.
The GOAT debate or whatever, this is why it's always, instead of saying like the top 25, it's like, or the GOAT, it's who's your GOAT, right? Like that is to me, and that's why like the whole list stuff I think is dumb. It's just what you think and what you feel. Like, so to me, like for a long time, Ogre 2 was like the person. I'm watching him go from title to title and winning, and I was like, that's what I want to do. But then the difference is when I became a professional player, that feeling faded away because he's who I'm against. You know what I mean? So I think when I was younger and I was watching Tom on Final Boss.
You were like, I don't want to be him. I want to beat him.
Exactly. So like when I was younger and I was watching FB on TV and everything, I was like, I'm watching Ogre 2 win MVPs and, Tom, he's incredible. Tom was incredible from start to basically finished. And, luckily I was able to team with him and win an event with him. But, I think that was kind of, I'd honestly say Tom was the only person I ever really was like, I want to do what he's doing, and it had nothing to do with like personal accolades. It was just winning from title to title to title.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But then as I became a pro player, like you said, it was no longer like I want to like be that person. I want to. We're competing against each other. Like 2011 Nats, it was me. It was literally my team versus his team. So within 2 years of me being pro, it was my team versus his team in the finals, and he won. And then the next event, I won. What?
Bashing the table.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's like it's always about your list and who you look up to and stuff like that. But so for me, it was even like with what our team's done now, I looked up to FB. FB from Oh man, I'm trying to think like when they were FB. I think they were FB from like 2005, I think, until like 2007. I watched them like not drop a map at a tournament. I was like, damn, like that's what like I want to be that good, and then. Fast forward, that's where we were kind of putting ourselves into, and then I don't look back, but then now the difference is like, I've been on a team who have had the same 4 for so long and have won a good amount. Like I don't look back at what they did and I'm not like, I gotta go do that. It's not about that anymore, but makes sense.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Love it. No, I know. I totally get that, and I think it's good, and it's interesting to hear like how, your perspective changes, especially as like you start to make those milestones. Like you're like, I want to be like that. You get to that level, then you're like playing against them. So it's like it's interesting to see how your perspective changes as you grow up. I have another question for you, just before we go.
Yeah.
What is it like, going from a video game that you loved and that you played like every day for fun to it becoming your career? Is there any I guess problem with having that type of job? Because obviously a lot of people say that doing something that you love as a job is great, but also when it starts to become something that is like, you know what I mean, like very like tasking, and it's difficult and it becomes emotional and stuff like that. Like how has that been for you, transitioning from a hobby to full-blown career? Everything depends on it.
It's different, like I think sorry, I just headbutted the mic as usual. It's different, and I think for me, I'm a rare case of someone who actually thrives more in it being a daily job. Like I used to be really frustrated, like I wanted to be really good and compete at a top level. And back in the day, like, 2010, 2009, like when I was going pro, it was so hard to break into the scene because online was so bad back then that it was like your full-time gig. Like you were a pro player, but like for the most part, like, you'd land like a weekend before and then you'd show up and try to place well. And like from my perspective, that always kind of like drive me crazy. Like it was like a hobby, and I'm trying to I was a hobby and I was trying to make it a living, but like I felt like I couldn't because there was no consistency to like playing every day and getting on better teams and stuff. Like I don't know. So like having it fast forward to Halo 5, it was completely different. It went from being like, oh, I love this game, to like, this is like my actual full time. I make a salary and I make a lot of prize money, and I have to do this. Like, I took it really serious, and obviously I ended up paying off. But I think it's different. I think there are different joys out of it. Like you no longer like I used to like come home from school and load up and play right away because that was what I loved to do. Where now it's like I have to do it, and then there are days that you love it, and there are days where you can't be bothered kind of thing. But I think that you know, I think what makes, like, say our team so good is for the days we don't want to practice, like, we're still on practicing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It probably doesn't answer the question the best, but
no, it does.
It's like,
are you bringing that kind of mindset into Infinite with you as well, like about your team? Like, you trying to keep a lot of the characteristics that your team had, especially when, oh my God, that was like a whole whistle.
You whistled right there, yeah.
Legit whistle. Wow. I've never done that before.
Yeah.
That was loud.
It was very loud.
Excuse everyone.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
It happens.
You know, do you plan on taking that completely into Infinite with you guys? Like,
yeah, it'll be the same way.
On as much as you can, and like some of the stuff that you might have done that other teams haven't, that kind of separate you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think in Halo 5, what separated us is just our work ethic. Like, we were just willing to work harder than everyone, and even when we were the best team, we still worked harder than everybody. Yeah. 100% same mentality, same thought process. With our team, it's really easy because, like, it's just not like an ego side. It's just what we do. Like, we just work, and that's that. And yeah, just looking forward to it. And like, and this is what I mean on where, like, I feel like I thrive in that is, like, I thrive in, like, the structure of, like, getting on every day and having my time. Like, I'll put my schedule to fit what I need to be the best I can be. Whereas before, like, until this team, till like 2015, like, I just never felt like I had that. So I definitely don't want to lose it. And I think the good thing with us staying the same is we get to pretty much implement the same thing that worked for us before, you know, which is like, okay, we're going to practice every day and play, you know, it's usually like you play in your own time, then you have practice time, then you play in your own time again. And that's kind of the schedule that you'll have to do. But
I feel you.
Same thing. New game, same thing.
New game, same thing. I like it. I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited. You know, I think it's about time we rate the coffee.
Yeah.
It's about the end of the podcast, people. We're gonna do a Q&A next week.
Yeah, Q&A next week, and hopefully we get some Call of Duty intel,
some news,
some more news. Teams to talk about.
Yeah, we're gonna rate the coffee. Do you want me to go first, or you go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Give it a 7.
Giving it a 7?
Yeah.
Why?
I liked it.
You liked it. What did you like about it?
You're really pressing me here.
Yeah, you got to give people your opinion.
No,
on it.
I really liked it. I thought it was a really smooth cup of coffee. It's not really, like, from what I remember with it, it's not the price tags on it. It's not like super expensive.
No.
And usually
$6.
Yeah, and usually you never know. Like, sometimes
12 ounces, which is kind of your standard.
So
standard
I was
bag.
gonna say it's pretty standard, but, like, I feel like we picked this up at, like, a grocery store, not super hard to find or ordered online or anything like that. It was just really smooth. And because sometimes when you get something like from a grocery store, it's kind of like bleh, like bland kind of. I didn't get that with this. This is like, oh, I could have this for, like, it's just a good cup of coffee.
I'm going to give it a 5.
A 5? Wow.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
Really?
I really don't like it.
Well, why didn't you like it?
I'm not a huge fan of French vanilla coffee in itself. So
okay.
I feel...
I like French vanilla coffee.
Yeah,
so
so sometimes French vanilla to me can sometimes taste a little bit like rubbing alcohol. Not the good alcohol.
You're kind of, like, snobby on the flavors, huh?
No.
You name, like, 3 flavors you don't like. I'm like, I like every flavor.
I named one flavor. Peppermint coffee.
Mocha mint?
Yeah.
That's 2? French
No,
vanilla? And then now you just said...
It's the same thing. Mint. Just mint in coffee is not my favorite.
Well, what's the excuse for French vanilla?
French vanilla can be good. I just feel like sometimes when
You do like French vanilla coffee.
Yeah, I do. But I'm...
Just not
Would
this
you
one.
let me talk?
No.
When you have artificial, sometimes French vanilla, it can taste like rubbing alcohol, which I really, really taste in this coffee.
Let me see your mug over there.
What?
Just making sure you give it a fair shot. That's all.
I did. I tried.
No, I'm only.
But
I'm
usually
only
I finish it.
No, I know.
And I didn't finish that.
By the way,
so.
I'm only giving you a hard time.
But the one thing I would say about it is I think it probably would be nice with their
liquor.
The suggestion of having a liquor with it.
Yeah.
I would happily give it another go. I don't think it's awful. I just don't love it. But I do taste the artificial. It says on here naturally and artificially flavored. So I'm guessing the natural is the coffee beans and the artificial is the French vanilla, which it does taste to me a little bit like rubbing alcohol.
I want to change my score.
Here we go. This is why I always ask you. Do you want to go first or second? Go on.
I'm going to deduct 0.5.
So
6.5. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I thought about it. A 7 I think is a little too high. Because a 7's like, I could have that every day. This is like, I definitely would find I could have this, but I would definitely find something else that I like more. So I think that's fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I also didn't feel like it was very strong.
No, it wasn't.
I felt like it was very weak as well.
Which is another factor.
I did put 2 shots of it in my coffee.
I know.
So
which is another factor for you because you like a little bit of a stronger coffee.
Yeah,
which is probably why I liked
smooth.
it. Which is why I probably liked it more than you, because I like a stronger coffee, but
you smell how French vanilla it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like a French vanilla coffee, and that's probably why.
I like a natural French vanilla coffee.
No, I know.
Like I like it when it's made with the actual bean pod, like the French vanilla bean. And hey, look, that could be bougie because vanilla bean pods aren't that bad.
I wouldn't say it's too.
It tastes a bit like the rubbing alcohol.
It's just sometimes.
I get that even with baking, when you get the French vanilla, not French vanilla, but the vanilla extract.
You get the same feeling.
Same feeling with some of those. It has to be natural.
I wouldn't say you're snobby about it, because I've seen you have plenty of French vanilla coffees, and
some French vanilla I do like,
and you like it. So I don't think it's snobby. It's just this one didn't hit the mark. That's okay.
It didn't. I give it a 5, unfortunately.
Is it fair that I lowered it slightly?
It's totally fair, babes.
Thank you, because you give me a hard time, so I don't know.
You always change after I do mine, usually.
Well, I like hearing your opinion.
I do think it's cute. I like
hearing your opinion, and then I'm like, you know what?
That.
I think you're right.
Thank you, love.
I think I go with a 6.
You go. I'm actually going to deduct another 1.5.
No, I'm only joking.
Sweet. No, but nothing against it. I would definitely say if you're a French vanilla lover in any way, shape or form, it's very heavily French vanilla flavored coffee. It doesn't require French vanilla creamer at all. It's heavily in the coffee. So if you're totally up for that, I would say it's great. I also would say that I'd give it a crack with the liquor as well, because I can, I think the liquor would actually mask the taste of the reminiscence of alcohol there by putting actual alcohol in, if that makes any sense. It's like, okay, well, I can get over this because it's got alcohol in it.
I don't know if it's a good thing that, like, when you're talking about a coffee, you're like, yeah, I think if I put liquor in it, it would be good.
Well, it says to put liquor in it.
No, I know, but I feel like it's like not. I feel like that's not. I feel like that's missing the point of the
Kahlua coffee. It's going to be linked down below, guys, for you to check out. But I'll tell you what, that's going to do it for episode 24. 24 big boys of this.
Yeah.
Way, let's go.
There's a lot of episodes.
Elbow
Is that
bump,
what you're doing?
baby.
You did a little elbow bump.
Yeah, elbow bump.
We got some milestones coming up.
We do have some
milestones.
milestones
On our social media.
We've had nearly 4,000 listens on Spotify and iTunes, which is really, really cool.
Is that all time or this month?
All time.
All time. Right.
So
not this month. Whatever. Forget what I said.
So really, really cool to see that. That's awesome. That's totally, separate from YouTube as well. We appreciate all of our listeners on Spotify and iTunes. We love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. YouTube, we love you. We love the comments. Keep them coming. Talk to us.
Be kind.
Check our social medias as well.
List.
Yeah, be kind with the top 25 list comments.
Don't get too toxic.
Yeah, because I'll become for you. I'll become for the neck. But let us know, what you're feeling about it though as well. Make sure to check our social media. It's going to be linked down below because we're going to be doing a Q&A. So watch out for the requests for the questions coming up, because you could be featured next week. And I pretty much read all of them out. So keep them coming.
Yeah,
anything that you guys want to know. Not much is off limits. But if it is off limits, it probably won't get a like on Twitter. But if it's going to be featured, it'll heavily get a like. So you'll know.
Are we doing it from Twitter? Or are we doing it from YouTube comments and Twitter?
Twitter, YouTube comments, all of it. It's all going to be looked at, all going to be also brought into next week's podcast as well. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will catch you next time, and as always, stay on the grind.